Now, with artificial intelligence rapidly changing the way information is produced, distributed, AI technologies have become more integrated into everyday communication. Experts have emphasized the need for strong media and information literacy to equip individuals with the critical thinking skills required to recognize, evaluate, and responsibly interact with AI-generated content. In 2021, the UN General Assembly decided to commemorate Media and Information Literacy Week, citing the need for the dissemination of factual, timely, targeted, clear, accessible, multilingual, and science-based information. Now with me in the studio for more on this is CEO Lead Network, Chukwuma Kenwa. Good to have you live in our studio for the first time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, so let's talk about media and information literacy for all, which is, so there is a media and information literacy. This week as a whole has been dedicated to that. And I'm just, for a lot of people, they might not understand how important that is. I wanted to speak to us about that and then the progress we have made towards that in Nigeria.
It's very important for people to understand that not everything that is put out there as information is really worth the attention, because some information could be diversionary, it may be untrue, and so information literacy advises everyone to stop, check, reflect, verify those information, and validate it if need be. There should be that aspect of critical thinking, reasoning, ability to judge if this information is right or wrong. And I think, like, so far, a lot of progress has been made, you know, world over. But then, with the disruptive capabilities of AI and increased dependence on artificial intelligence, like sometimes on the X platform, you see people trying to, like, verify, asking AI, what's your opinion about this? And
I think that's the Grok. And
yes.
I saw something one day, you know, somebody had asked Grok a question and the Grok answered, but it was very wrong.
Yes.
It was trying to identify faces in the picture and it identified them wrongly.
Yes.
And so which is why this is critical, right? So that we can also be able to think critically and be able to, you know, just decipher between this information.
And even understand that AI could be wrong, because for some persons, once it's AI, then it's reliable.
But I sort of think that the COVID-19 pandemic did us a lot of disaster beyond health. That was, for me, the birth of conspiracy theories and then also propaganda that we see now even in our space. And I'm wondering, there is also a digital and data disparity between, you know, I mean, when you put things into class, you also put that as part of the class, that some people don't have that access. And I'm wondering how dangerous that is, because they then take in a lot of information. Yeah,
so two things, two issues, very important issues you raised. And of course, Tedros, if you can remember, the height of COVID-19, you know, he said that, you know, he was wondering if infodemic was now a greater challenge than pandemic, because there were a lot of information there. Everyone became online doctors, like advising people what to do and what not to do. But beyond that also, you have like that concern of where some people are flooded with information, some are not even having enough, and so they need to bridge that digital gap. You know, it's very important, even like in a country like Nigeria.
And I wanted us to sort of talk about how to critically engage with AI-driven content, because, I mean, for us at TVC here, a lot of us will tell you that we've had part of our news captured, faces of anchors captured and used for fake stories. We've had to put it out and say, oh, fake news, this is not from TV. I mean, for things that are very ridiculous, but some people believe them. I've had neighbors come to me and said, I heard so-and-so person is selling this, and we saw your face on it. And so I'm wondering how people can engage critically with AI-driven content. So
two things I want to say. First will be for people to realize the capabilities and the limitations of AI. Capabilities in the sense that it could be used for deep fakes, right? You know, you could see the resemblance and it will really take someone that is really tech, like highly tech compliant, to understand that there is a problem. You know, this is short of like reality. But secondly is that one of the things I appreciate about the AI platform is the fact that regulators insisted, you know, there should be that consistent admittance from AI, that when you search out information from AI, AI will advise you, telling you I am AI, I can make mistakes. And sometimes by the sides also you could see sources, because so that you can even check that yourself. And that's what many Nigerians need to even begin to do. Because sometimes even on X platforms, just with a news headline, so many Nigerians could just go commenting without even assessing what is there. You know, and that is where critical thinking comes in, that when AI prompts up some of those links as sources, please delve into it to be sure that, you know, that is exactly what you're looking for.
And I hope that we also begin to advise people that when it's critical, we seek experts and not AI. Because there was a story in the US of a boy who committed suicide because he had spoken to AI and AI had advised that, you know, that was not a bad route to take. And I'm wondering, you know, how do we then, in situations like that, because it has to be, and it has to go to the grassroots, how do we then ensure that people then go to experts? At what point do we say, this is not a time? If somebody commits suicide because AI says, well, taking so and so drug, this is the right time to do it when your parents are not at home. I think that was the advice given. And I'm wondering at what point, you know, should we say, well, let's know what to take from AI and let's know what to take from experts. Yeah,
certainly. And of course, like, and that's why, like, I appreciate, like, some of the things that regulators have done. I mean, like, anytime you ask AI about a health issue, AI will tell you, I am not a doctor. Please go meet a doctor. So if you think you're relying on AI, why would you also take that advice? But most importantly is that under the current administration, you know, like the repositioning of the ICT now into digital technologies in high schools, that means now incorporating some aspects of artificial intelligence, and I'm sure the Honorable Minister is also factoring in, you know, media and information literacy, you know, as part of the curriculum. Yes, we're expecting it by January. And with that, even from, you know, an early age, young people can begin to gain this information.
And that's very critical to start early. Thank you so much for your time.
You're
Pleasure
welcome.
to have you, and especially in the studio.
Yeah, thank you so much.
CEO, Lead Network, Chukwuma Kenwa.
Thank you.